Hey, what's poppin'? It's your boy Jay the Comedian. How y'all doing today? How am I doing? I feel spectacular. Now, first off, this is a very aggressive shirt. I'm gonna need you to ignore that. And yes, I did burn my nose in the Hawaiian sun, okay? It was an accident. I didn't mean it to happen. I went to Hawaii and I burnt my nose on the sun, okay? Not my best moment, but anyway, let's ignore this and all this, all right? All this. Anyway, roll the intro! I'll play dead again. This is an ExJw video, and you know what to do. Anytime you see an ExJw video, you hit the like button and you leave a comment to help the YouTube algorithm show it to as many people as possible. And if you are new to the channel, please subscribe. You have incredibly sexy thigh hair. I've never seen thigh hair look that good. Do you press it? Do you put perm in it or something? Do you curl it? Because it looks good. And I also know nobody's ever complimented the hair on your thighs. And I just did. So if you want to thank me for your thigh hair compliment, you can thank me by subscribing. And if you already subscribed, just say thanks, Jay, in the comments. Anyway, let's get to the video. So the Jehovah Witnesses have announced that they're going back out in field service. So you know what time it is. You know it's time to break out all the no trespassing signs, no solicitation signs, warning if you come to my door, I'm gonna lick your face sign. You know what I'm saying? Am I the only one with that sign? I might be the only one with that sign. And I'm not playing either. I'm dead serious. You come to my door talking about God gonna do this, that, or the third, I'm gonna wipe my slimy tongue across your face diagonally. You're not kind of mean. But no, seriously, this got to be really jarring for the Jehovah Witnesses, because can you just imagine if you were a Jehovah Witness, you've been sitting there going to the Kingdom Hall all your life, and you've been hearing about the Great Tribulation and how the end is coming, and then all of a sudden the pandemic hits and people can't go to work, and there's like food shortages, not food shortages, but people just tripping at Costco or whatever. But it just seemed like we were going through this big event. And if you're in the mindset of a Jehovah Witness, you're like, man, I can't go to the hall. They canceled field service. It looked like this might be the Great Tribulation. This might be the end. I can almost taste my vegan pet tiger. He's right there. He's in smelling distance. You're not gonna. Now they're saying, okay, well, we're gonna open the halls back up. Yeah, you can go ahead and come back, go out of field service again. It has to be, if nothing else, very disappointing. You know, I would start questioning things. I would get a little depressed, because if you're sitting there and you're doing all these sacrifices as a Jehovah Witness so you can get to that new system, get to that paradise, meet all those dead loved ones that you love, and think that you're almost there just to have the rug pulled under you, like, oh, sorry, false alarm. Yeah, we're going back to the hall. We're going back to the meetings. You can, continue as you were, but it's still, remember, back of the head any day now. Like, I would be really, really upset about that. And it's not just that. Like, going out of field service is not fun. You know, it's kind of meaning. Like, I mean, when I would go out of field service, it would kind of be fun whenever I would, like, hang with other cool Jehovah Witnesses. You know what I'm saying? Like, not the stuck-up ones. The ones who are like me. You know what I'm saying? Who lived a double life. Who we could have our little conversations as we went around the block. But that's it, though. You still gotta wake up on the weekend when you're like recovering from work in the Kingdom Hall, and use that time to get up a little bit early, put on an entire suit or dress for the ladies, and then proceed to go to the meeting, meet with the group or whatever, have that little daily text or whatever, and then go out of field service for a few hours in which you're going to strangers' houses and you're talking about God. You don't know who's going to answer the door. Sometimes there was a time where, like, some lady will come to the door, and you got to remember, when you go out of field service, people usually come to the door in the morning time the way they went to sleep. So they be having on these like tank top t-shirts, and you can see like a little areola or a little nibble or something. You know what I'm saying? But I kind of like that a little bit. I ain't gonna front. But outside of that, field service was really stress inducing. At least it was for me, And now to have to go back to doing it, I know that must suck. But that's what they're doing. They're going back. Now, that makes me want to talk about field service. What is Jehovah Witness field. So Jehovah Witness Field Service is basically the way the group grows the organization, or at least the way they're supposed to grow the organization. They believe that that's like the best way to do it. They're on a mission to save people's lives, you know? So they're all out there getting out their cars. And then a hero comes along. But if you don't bend a knee, you'll get shunned. And I know it doesn't rhyme, but it get marked as field service time. Okay, I'm sorry. My apologies. One thing that I can guarantee you is that field service does not work in its current setup. When you go out of field service and you're talking to strangers, even if you have success, which I really doubt, because most people, when they see Jehovah's Witnesses, they automatically associate them with a cult. So it's going to be hard to break that initial ice, but even if you were able to get through to them, once they do even the smallest amount of honest research on the Jehovah's Witness organization using the internet, they're going to be turned off completely. They're going to see one of my videos or somebody else's, because that's how it works. It's very, very, very hard to get somebody into that organization purely off of field service alone. So why do they do it? It clearly doesn't work. Well, basically, it gives Jehovah's Witnesses something to do. It's more because they want to keep people in. Like I said earlier, when you're there, you're associating with other Jehovah's Witnesses. You're talking to each other. You're usually talking about Jehovah's Witness stuff, and you're deepening the brainwashing that you're already going through. I remember when I would go out of field service, and I just look at everybody, and I could just see Jehovah's Witnesses all the way down the block there, and all the way down the block there, and it's just everybody doing this preaching work, and I just felt like, yeah, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, you know? Like, I'm like, damn, I'm not enjoying this, but everybody else seemed to be having fun. Didn't know at the time, nobody was enjoying it, but everybody was looking, saying the same thing. Oh, look, everybody's having a good time. Well, let me just pucker up. The thing that's really crazy about it, like when you think about it, I've never had success out of field service, like bringing in somebody to the organization. I've never done it. But I've almost brought people in because I worked with them or because I dated them. Or I had a friendship with, like a friendship I wasn't supposed to have. So that makes you wonder, why would they go with the field service route and not the association route? They do tell people, yeah, preach at work, preach at school, and because they know in those areas they could have some success. They're going to have more success than they do in field service. But to have a relationship with people who are not Jehovah's Witnesses, it makes you question more, because those people are going to ask questions, and those people are going to constantly make you rethink your position in life and what you're doing. So the Jehovah's Witnesses know, the organization, the leadership, the governing body, they know the more that their people hang out with non-Jehovah's Witnesses, even though they'd be more successful at bringing in and recruiting new members, they'd lose far more members doing it that way. So you got to think about it, right? If their goal is to help and bring them into the organization, but they know the best way to do that is not helpful, because when you put Jehovah's Witnesses like around people that are not Jehovah's Witnesses, it makes them leave the organization. That kind of destroys any point that they could ever make. Because if people are leaving the organization after associating with other people, first off, that goes against the whole, hey, test me and see if I'm not good, right? You know the scripture. If people are testing the organization and they're like, well, you know, I tested the organization, I tested hanging out with these people not in the organization, and I like that one more. Sorry. That kind of destroys that entire process, that thought process. You know what I'm saying? It kind of goes against the whole thing, whereas you're trying to save people. It shouldn't matter if people leave the organization. If the goal is to save people, you have to do the best thing possible to save people. And according to like all the stuff I've seen and the life and experiences that I have, you bring in the most people through associations, through work, through, you know, playing sports, through relationships, through all these things that the Jehovah's Witnesses specifically tell us not to do. Don't hang out with worldly people more than you need to. You can go to work and you can preach to them there, but don't preach to them. Don't go to no after hours, no happy hours and stuff. Don't have a relationship with a non-Jehovah's Witness. Don't play sports competitively. All of those things I've seen actually help and work better than field service when it comes to recruiting. But yet and still they emphasize field service because they don't want people to come into the organization as much as they want people to stay in the organization. Does that sound like what God would want? It don't sound like that to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like God would want people to be able to make a good decision and then go with that decision. You know, not be forced into doing something that they rather not do. And after all this time of being out, not having to go to meetings, not having to go out of field service, I'm surprised it's not like a ton of people just waking up and leaving after this announcement, because I would be so disappointed to have invested all this time, energy, and effort, and to see something that looks like, yeah, we're crossing the corner. I think the end is right here. We're finally gonna make it, just to have that rug pulled out from under and to be right back at square one. Oh, well, I guess it didn't work, so here we go. Field service, Kingdom Hall meetings, shunning friends and family, and dying on operating room tables, refusing blood transfusions. Here we go. Welcome back, friends. See, that's why I lick people's faces. That's why I lick people's faces. You come to my door with that religious crap, you getting licked. I'm gonna tell you, like, now me and my demons know how you taste. And they will never come back to my door ever again, I promise. But yeah, they're going back out of field service, and I feel bad for them. I feel bad for the people who have to do this, because I mean, I know people are like, yeah, I'm gonna keep writing these letters and making these phone calls and marking it down as time. Nah, you gotta hit the bricks now, my G. Charge up your phones, because when you out there standing next to the bus station with them carts, you're gonna need something to look at. Because I remember back in the day, they used to say, don't just stand there with the magazine, stuck to your chest. Talk to people. Reach out to them. They don't do that no more. They stand there. They let the cart talk for them. People come to, hey, yo, Jehovah Witness. No, you see the QR code? Scan that. Go to jw.org. I don't want to talk to you. That's what it seems like to me. I'm sure that's not their, what they're going to actually say to you, but that's what it feels like to me. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, it's your boy, Jay the Comedian. I hope y'all having a great day. I'm having a great day. Holla at your guala. Welcome back, friends. See, that's why I lick people's faces. That's why I lick people's faces. You come to my door with that religious crap, you getting licked. I'm gonna tell you, like, now me and my demons know how you taste.